Let's go. So a PM notices that the team member A seems more unhappy after every team meeting. After looking in the situation, PM finds out that team A is not making progress on a key activity. He is stuck or she is stuck somewhere. It has an impact on the critical part. Team member A also feels that they are not in the correct role also within the project team. So problem is they are stuck because they are not in the correct role. What you will do as a project manager? Try to answer on the chat window, please. If you would be the project manager, what you have done with that team member. First read the options, then I'll answer. Yes, Afif, that's actually the correct answer. What about others? Noman, yes. Nikhil, I have explained multiple times that direct action will never be the correct answer. Enrolling the team member into the training, reassigning them in the other parts, it will not be the correct answer when especially you have an answer which suits best. Meet with him, talk to him what he is good for or she's good for, and then allocate them accordingly instead of reassuring. Reassuring is not, they are not something like you are solving the situations. You are like trying to avoid the conflict situations. The best is what we call it. What is always the best conflict management technique? Collaborative. This is what collaborative. You take initiatives, you go sit with them and try to resolve the situation. So yes, those who have answered B is the correct answer. Very good.
Sir,
As you are
I
moving,
have a
yeah,
confusion here, sir.
yeah,
Sir, in the question, it is saying after looking into the situation. Okay.
yes.
After looking into the situation, is it included also meeting with member A?
Situation is not member, means meeting with the member, one to one. Yeah, you are sitting in the meeting. Okay. If I visualize it, it looks like this. You are doing a meeting and you are looking at the people attitudes, and in the face to face, I can see your attributes, that how you are responding to the things and so on. So while observing the meeting, I didn't want to speak in the meeting, otherwise it will create more conflicts for many people. I kept quiet, and after the meeting, I will do what? I will go and talk to him. What's the problem? Why I feel that you are always having some problems. So you have to talk to him, right? Emotional intelligence
Okay, okay,
instead
I
of
got it.
deciding the
I
things
was
by yourself.
confusing between B and C. So C would be second option, right, sir? After meeting with
Look,
member A, if he require training, then we can provide.
if he requires training, which means if you say no, I don't want to work in the similar capacity, so it doesn't matter. Like if I'm the IT guy, and mostly I'm the infrastructure guy, and nowadays the era is of programming, but I hate programming. I can do programming. I'm teaching programming in the university, but if you will ask me to provide training for the programming, I will never do it until unless you will say that you are going to fire me. So then I will think, okay, I will try to take that training. But
Okay,
no,
sir.
you will
Okay.
say, I will directly refuse. No, I don't want to have any training in programming. Please stay out of it. So then we will decide.
Okay,
Okay,
I got it, sir. Thank you.
perfect. Thanks. Next. A customer requests a change in the technical approach for a product and development. If you do implement the change without adding in the baseline, what we call this thing? If you implement the change without notifying anyone, without getting approvals,
Gold plating.
scope creep. Scope creep.
Scope creep.
If you provide from your side, it's gold plating. Otherwise, if customer is asking, it will be scope creep. The PM learns about this request during a recurring project review. How should the project manager respond? what do you think your answers will be? Nikhil, this is not the project manager task. They are asking how you will respond if you are a project manager. What about others? Hafiz, come on. This is not your task as a project manager. Whose task is this? What you have answered? They're asking as a project manager what you should do. Naman, you are the project manager. Approach. Stakeholders will decide what is best for the team. That's what we have learned in team charter. The stakeholder should decide the approach for the team,
No.
right? If it is the agile project management, project owner task is C. And if it is predictive project management, then it's the project manager decisions. It's a team who actually decide to select the appropriate approach for the project. And you supervise the process and you give the approval. Why you are bringing someone from the organization? You know, in organizations, sometimes also it happens. Like I work for an organization as a consultant, and I found out that they had the staff working from last 20, 30 years in their organization. But what was their style when I sat with them for a while? Like it was a 6 months assignment. This organization, after every then and now, was hiring a new person. This new person is coming and dictating all the people who are working since last 30 years without knowing what is best for them. And after 3 to 5 years, this guy will leave, and then a new guy will come and he will dictate, no, this was the old way of doing it. We will do now this. We will do now this. We will do now this. So you think this is the good management?
Oh.
This is very common style of management nowadays, but it's a very bad style of management that instead of trusting your inside resources, you are bringing the people from outside and implementing those things. So ultimately, there will never be a proper change, or there will not be a result of any change. If you want change, let the change come from inside, not from outside. So in this situation, the best answer is B. Let the team decide which is best for them. Stakeholders will not decide our destiny. Team can negotiate for it, but or you can negotiate for the change, but they will not decide. They will not select the approach. And we always says that it has to be from the team side, and you as a project manager should supervise it. So how can I let someone discuss the things directly with my team without notifying me? So B is actually the correct answer. Let's go check the next question. A PM receives
Excuse me,
complaint.
sir.
Go on.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, here they first they should have to approve the change or not directly if team will decide what to do or
The
not,
change was
sir.
not approved and they found out in the review meeting.
Yeah.
So something bad has already done. But
So
now
they
you are
should
thinking
first
who have to
consult
decide.
to the steering committee or stakeholders, the pros
Exactly.
and cons, or directly the team will decide.
No, team will decide, then they will tell you, then you can do this, right? Look, in predictive, you project manager and team is behind you, right? And you are facing the
Yes.
stakeholders. In adaptive,
Yeah.
what happens? Behind you is the product owner,
Product owner.
and this side is the team. And product owner is facing the stakeholders. The team talks to them for the requirement, and you talk to the team for the problems. And team decide everything, right? They choose their own way of working. So if you go in this way or that way, direct stakeholder towards the team will not be a better option. Let the team choose what they want to do, and then you can get the approval with the help of plans. Then you can negotiate further if required.
Agree. Agree. For sir, agile, I can understand the option B is correct, but it was here mentioned that as a project manager.
Project manager, we call
Okay.
him, and also
So
in the
that is why
adaptive also.
choose the answer C.
No, adaptive
I was
also we
thinking,
call a
but
project manager,
here
right?
also I have got one concept that if in the question it is if they have written not directly.
Look, whatever the thing is, we have to empower the team, right? We have to give more power to the team so they can work freely. They can work as best as possible. But if we will come from bring the things from outside, so you cannot bring the change from outside. Change from the inside. Hope you got the point. Let's go next. A PM receives the complaint from a sponsor because of a delay in developing a prototype. PM consults the resource management plan and responds that the delay was due to a lack of knowledge and a skill that was needed by a cross-functional project team. How can the project manager perform this task better in the future? Corrective actions, right? Preventive actions. Create training sessions at the start of the project so all necessary skills are learned. List required skills for the project and organize the training based upon the required skills. Consult with the sponsor to add the training. Empower team member to solve problem where skills may be lacking using the skills they do have. And the very best answer is only one, which is do you provide training at the start of the project or before the start of the project? What we said, just in time method, right? We need
Before
just
the
time, method, resources. So it has to be before, yes. In project, you already have less time. You will provide training also. And consult with the sponsor. Why to sponsor? You have to consult with the team and empower the team, which means you are forcing them. No, you go and find a solution. I don't care. So yes, the best answer is B. Find out what they need and then provide them accordingly. So B is the better answer. Yes, correct. Why you have to consult with the sponsor? Next, most often agile team members are away for a month, but the project needs to make progress. The project manager outsources the work to overseas contractors to work remotely on the stories. In the first sprint, the overseas team did not understand certain requirements, but still managed to complete 5 stories that were previously blocked because the original team could not handle the complexity of the work. What should the project manager do in this situation to make the progress on the project? They could not understand the requirement. What do you think could be the better choice? And two answers are always very simple to eliminate it, right? You can remove them. And A and D are out of the league directly because of that. So half is yes, your answer is correct. What about others? Nikhil, yes, good. A and D are out of our league. The first point, which I will always consider, is this, right? We don't like this word. And the second point for this answer is that they have the problem in understanding. So you can just provide them what they are good at it. So yes, C in the better sequence of the answer, that C could be the better options. So yes, those who have answered C is actually the correct answer. Great. Let's go next. A PM wants to know whether an agile team possesses a good combination of T-shaped skills. How can you determine this if you are a PM? Decrease in detected defects, reduction in reassigned tasks, less internal knowledge sharing, more collaboration with subject matter expert. Very logical answer. Hmm. What is the purpose of T-shaped people? T-shaped people are what? Cross-functional. T-shaped people are cross-functional. That's what we heard, right? That's what we learned. They are what? Cross-functional. When they are cross-functional, so it means they can perform other tasks also. So reduction in reassigned tasks. Yes, Nikhil, you are correct. That this will be reduced. Detected defects for sure are there. The defects should be less. They are subject matter experts in their own field. More collaboration with subject matter expert is not a valid answer. If it is more internal knowledge sharing, so yeah, they can become more cross-functional. But here the point is reduction in reassigned tasks, which means you are able to perform the task by yourself instead of keep assigning them to other people. And that is the advantage of cross-functional people. They are good at one thing, but they can do other things also. So yes, B is actually the correct answer. So you have to actually fix yourself on the points that what is T shape instead of like just keep going in the single directions. Let's go next. An agile team member solved a problem that had blocked work for several weeks. After release, it appears that the solution caused a function to fail. The quality director demands an explanation, which means you're not following a proper ITIL framework. And in which two ways should the project manager react? Choose two answers. Ask the team member to present his rationale, work with the team to identify gaps in the definition of then issue a warning. This answer we already discussed will never be the correct answer. Work with the team to identify gaps in the definition of ready. Respond to the director that mistakes are inevitable but will be remedied. If you will tell the customer, he will kill you directly. So I have removed two for you, and out of remaining three, you have to choose two. Of course, your first one is correct. Out of five, I've already removed two answers for you guys. Nikhil, first one is correct. Motion, first one is correct. You guys are missing the basic difference between definition of done and definition of ready. Definition of ready is the duty of product owner. Also, the definition of done is also related to product owner, but you have to work with the definition of done because problem happened of implementation, not construction. If I write it here, construction, that they are working or they're constructing a story or they're working on a story without complete information, then it will be definition of ready. But here they have implemented the feature. Transition was already done, which means that it was approved in the demo meeting. So in demo meeting, we don't do the definition of ready. In demo meeting, we do the definition of done. So A and B are the correct answer for this question. Any one of you need any explanation, further explanation? Or convinced with the explanation? Definition of ready before the story goes to product backlog. Definition of done before story goes to iteration backlog. Project manager works with the team in iteration backlog. Product owner work with team in product backlog. Point is clear? This one is C. This one is B. That is the explanation for this question. If there's no question, let's move next. A recently formed agile team is exhausted after working 12 hours a day to fulfill a sprint commitment. Who has not properly performed their duties in this situation? Who handles the work? Team is working 12 hours a day. Whose responsibility is this? Why this guy allows to work? Why this person, male or female or whoever it is, why he or she let it happen? That they have to work 12 hours a day. Who should be responsible for this? The team is working 12 hours a day. If I remove this, then A could be the correct answer, but because these here, so Scrum Master is the correct answer. But if I remove this, then project manager will be the correct answer. Team lead, right? What we call it, project manager, team lead, Scrum Master, coach. So if I remove D, then A could be the correct answer, but because D is there, so it's more specific to the methodology. And because they are saying directly agile, so for sure the word will be Scrum Master. If you are working in predictive and plan driven, what you will do when your resources are exhausted? What we call this?
Project
Which
manager.
which technique you will implement to remove this exhaustion? What we call this thing? Remember when one person is working 12 hours, 16 hours, this, and then we have to make him or her 8 hours a
Resource
day.
leveling.
Alhamdulillah, you remember the answer. Yes. Resource love. Great. Perfect. The product owner's schedule is very busy and he wishes to delegate some of his tasks to the experienced agile team. Which task is suitable to delegate to the agile team? Prioritize the item to the backlog according to the size. We prioritize the backlog according to the size
Value.
value, right? So it's never been the correct answer. Initiate and run backlog refinement sessions. Okay. Select and prioritize item for the sprint backlog. Sprint backlog or the iteration backlog is product owner or team?
Team.
Team, right? So it cannot be the answer out of the leak. This is not product owner task. Add item to the backlog before prioritizations.
This product owner.
So D. If you know what a role is specific to, your answer will never be incorrect. Otherwise, it will always be the mistake. Next. One question is solved. Where are we? Anyway, a project is in the execution stage and a change in the market pushes a stakeholder to make the due date earlier. PM rapidly assign a skilled resource to build and establish the theme. Which of the following would not be included in the project manager next step? Logical answer. Which of the following would not be included in the next step? Don't get confused only with this thing. Also think about next step, okay? You have assigned a skilled resource already. Project manager has assigned skill resources already. You have already assigned the people. What you will not do after assigning?
Training.
There is better answer than this. Yes, office. You will not do A because you have already assigned it, you have already done it. So you will not do it again because you have already assigned the resource and you might have done this part already. Yes, Mr. Sohail, correct. Very good. Perfect. Think logically. Don't be very fast in choosing the answers. Think. Use highlighters in exam. It will help you to choose the answers properly. Next, Project A is experiencing schedule performance issues. After assessing the issues, PM determines that project resources have low expertise. Specifically, a few of the senior level resources perform irrelevant work. And some inexperienced resources take too much time to complete a task. What you will do to enhance team performance? People are working irrelevant, people are not experienced, they are taking too long. I told you, right? Multiple times. This can never be the correct answer.
Also, I think B also not equipment. Yes.
Exactly. They are already not doing the job, and you will make them the coach. The people who are not working, you will make them the coach. They will destroy the remaining things also. So yes, B and D are out of the league. Remaining answers are A and C. And you can now easily find out the correct answer because one answer is totally invalid. If someone is inexperienced, giving them incentive will make any betterment? If you don't know the work and I will give you $100 extra, will it benefit for me? You don't know, you don't know. Giving you more money is destroying more. Should be a proper reprioritization, should be a proper display of work, should be the required training also. Great, perfect. Let's solve another question. Several new members are added to an ongoing project. Although all team members received basic training on the specifics of the business operation that the project supports, the new team member do not have same basic understanding. Because of this, productivity has decreased. How can you respond? As a project manager, your answer should match as a project manager. Several new members are added. All team members receives basic understanding.
B we B
C will never be the correct answer. You guys remember the forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning, right? Whenever the new team members are added, which stage you have to go? We discussed in yesterday class also, day before yesterday class.
Forming.
You have to perform forming, which means Answer is B. Assure all team members that they should feel comfortable asking for help from both the long-term members and the project managers. If you look at A, ask someone, you are delegating your task to someone else and you don't know it will happen or not. So yes, B is actually the correct answer in this situation, and D is out of the league anyway.
Sir, here a word is coming all every time,
Look,
or
in
sometimes
agile, all
little
is
time.
okay. In process based, all is totally wrong, but in agile, it's okay. But you have to read the full context. Don't just stop on all. It's a trick, not all the time. Every trick doesn't work, right? So every is not an option directly. Okay, let's solve another question. A team decides that an agile approach fits the needs of the next phase in their project. Unfortunately, some do not have the training about agile. How will you respond to the lack of agile training? Two answers are good, but one is correct. And the situation here is that the help will be what? Direct answer will never be the correct answer. Yes, Noman and half is good. Direct answer should not be the correct answer. You have to they're out of the league directly. I tried to read it, but I found, oh, it has nothing to do with anything. So yes, D was the correct answer. Very nice. Good. Let's go next. Solve another question. A project team has been efficiently delivering results. The product update they are working on must be released in 3 months. Citing this reason, the product owner make a sudden request for a revision. However, no one on the team is capable of doing the work. The sponsor is willing to extend the budget but cannot extend the schedule. This is the question, right? Whatever it is up, it's just a reference. Hafiz, did you see how I read the question? This is a help for you. How can you read the question exam and also for Naman? He's saying cannot extend a schedule. So B is against the answer, right? Recommend suspending the schedule. So it cannot be the answer. Discuss options with the sponsor and choose the best one. It's already done. Can you do this to the sponsor? Challenge the request. I'm just trying to guide you how to select the answer. So sometimes I go further and start doing the things by myself just to keep you motivated and connected.
Sir, here I think first we have to write any eliminate first the answers. After that, we can find the best answer.
Exactly.
Any wrong answer, then we can go for the right answer.
Look, as I told you the rule when I was teaching you and guiding you all those things, these type of words cannot be the correct answer and so on. So you can already unmark them. And your answer must match this part of the question. If your answer is not meeting this part of the question, then your answer will always be wrong. So in the current situation, A is the best answer possible. Good. Let's reiterate what you said, Naman, and do it accordingly. So show me if you will solve this question. Come on the mic and do what? How will you solve this question? Let's do like this. Let's try this new way of working also. What you just said, show it to the others also. You can open your mic and speak. Reducing the work or reducing the backlog, is it possible?
No, it is the product owner responsibilities.
So it's out of the league.
Yeah.
Adding more iteration, you will decide or team will decide?
Team will decide.
Team and product owner will decide, right?
Mm.
This is gone. So you need two answers. So remaining answers are A and D, and I don't know what they are. But let's say provide team training so the team can do a better job.
Sir, can you please
Yes.
explain? One, I have some confusion regarding burn up charts and burn down charts. Burn down, I think this work is remaining. Okay. From regarding
Yes.
burn out chart, I have some confusion. Can you please explain?
Look, this is the time, and you didn't come in the last session, right? I explained it there also. So we have story points. Let's suppose I am saying this is let's say it's a 2 week iteration, and we have the short of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Make it 40. And we have the 40 story points, and then we have what? 2 weeks iteration. You can say the timeline. So I have to finish 40 story points in 2 weeks time, right? 2 weeks means 10 days of work. So if this is my progress, it means, let me change the color. If this is my progress, it means I am ahead of schedule because I can finish 40 before the time. So it shows how much work is remaining and how much work is completed. If my progress is going like this, it means I cannot finish on time. So how many story points I have to finish? So this is what the same earned value minus planned value. That how many story points I have earned and how many I had to finish. So if it is minus 10, it means we are behind schedule, right? If I say in terms of green, so if it is green color, please. So let's suppose earned value minus planned value. So we had to finish 30 story points, and we had to finish 20. So we are 10 story points ahead of our point. Does it convincing explanation? You got the idea?
Yes.
Perfect. That is called as burn up. Similarly, burn up is also similar to that, but it is in the how many remaining, so how much completed. So it is like this, right? So I can make the line like this. How much I have to complete and how much is you need to complete. So if the line is going maximum to the required, then your earned value will be higher and plan value will be less. So you are ahead of schedule. Great.
I have exam on 17. Please pray for us.
Everyone is praying for you, inshallah. I hope you will not let me and Fahad going against. Inshallah, it will be fine. An agile approach is required during the final phase in the team's project. As the team discusses the phase, some team members disclose that they have not worked with agile before and deadline is approaching soon. How will you respond as a project manager? File a change request, escalate to sponsor, ask the team member who have worked with agile to mentor the others, identify and provide the most cost-effective training for team members. You are in the final phase of the project. Team is sitting and you found out some of them are saying we don't know anything about agile. When you are working in agile, you will talk to the sponsor.
Product
It's a
owner.
product owner. So this answer is gone. Okay. Do we file a change request for the training in agile? We have the culture of community of practice, right? Team member shares their knowledge. So A cannot be the answer. You guys are ignoring the fact that you are in the so you have, let's suppose, 6 team members, right? And let's suppose 2 of them or 3 of them, they don't know anything about agile. They know agile. They know agile. They don't know agile. And imagine you're in the last iteration or last phase of the thing, means last iterations. So you are already with the deadlines. You will ask the people to work on the deadline or you will ask them to provide training to the people. You will ask the team member to complete the remaining work or you will engage them in training these people.
If they give them training, they will miss the deadline.
Exactly. So this is the correct answer. You don't have any other option. So
Sir,
this is the
Sir, I have read in many questions that if some of the team members have agile experience, they will mentor to others, sir.
if I remove this line, then C is the correct answer.
Sir, if we will arrange another training, it will cost some time now.
You will provide to these people only. You will not disturb these people.
Yeah, but work can be in progress while the seniors can mentor to others. The work
They
will not
can,
stop.
but it has to be done offline, not in the project, during the project. Or you have to extend the duration. And because you are already meeting the deadline, you cannot extend the durations.
Sir, I am not agree with this choice, sir. Very sorry, sir.
No, it's okay. Look. Let me make it again. Imagine you have one iteration left, right? And you are already in progress. As the team discusses the phase, means they are sitting in the planning meeting before starting the iteration. You understand this point?
Yes, sir.
They are sitting in the planning meeting. And imagine this is the last planning meeting. So what you will do?
Yeah.
That you will tell the experienced guy, go and start the work. And to these people who don't have training, you will provide a best way, because you have to remove the blocker. Here the problem is blocker, which is training. So you will provide them the training by hiring the people from outside for agile, not for the work, for agile, that how the agile works. So they can invite one of the coach, they will guide them in 1 or 2 days how the coaching works, and then they can come back and start the work with them. But if you, this already the deadline is approaching soon, if you will engage these 3 people in training, which means you have to delay the iteration, right? What you are saying is
Yes, sir.
100% correct, that you have to provide them training from the seniors. But problem is you are approaching to the timeline also, right? If you will engage your senior
Sir,
people with the people, then what you will do?
sir, even when we are working with the, like the biggest company here, Aramco, okay, the work will never stop. The seniors will
Exactly.
mentor the juniors and the work will be ongoing, sir.
Exactly. That's what the answer is. The that work will be stopped. Work will not be stopped. You will continue working, and whatever is required, it will be done. So people can get more benefits out of it.
All right, sir. All right.
Okay,
So D is the
great.
correct answer or C?
D is the correct answer. So I think let's keep it here. We already reached to the maximum time. Inshallah, see you on next Saturday. Until then, best of luck. Try to finish your exam or
Thank you
session
so
as
much,
much as
sir.
you.
Thank you.
No problem. Take care.